Hey Gordon, hey Angela, this is Martin with Iron Oak Marketing. I just wanted to do this quick SEO site analysis for you guys and basically point out some of the major areas of impact for your site so that you can actually increase your site's rankings and bring in more traffic, bring in more people to your website, and basically bring more business and more customers to you guys. So what I'm going to do in this video is basically point out a couple things that you guys could do that'll actually really benefit your guys' website and do that, which is bring in more business to your website. So let's go ahead and just jump in right here. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of jump into it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and just kind of reach out after you watch the video, and I'd be happy to kind of answer all that stuff for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. One of the first things I wanted to talk about, this is less about SEO, more about conversion rate optimization, just to improve the actual people that will call you or get a quote, request a quote. One of the things I would recommend is just to make all of these numbers right here click to call. So if you see this number here, I can't actually click it and call it. It's the same thing if I were on my phone here and I were to, let's say, scroll. Let's say I was on my phone and let's say I wanted to call you. I would turn this right here into a click to call. Same with this. It looks like this is in your logo. So if I actually click on this, it's just going to take me back to the home page, but I would maybe take this out and put it, maybe make another button here or something like that. I just have something accessible right away to click and call you guys. So that's one thing I would do to kind of improve your conversions. Make all the phone numbers click to call. Now going back to the SEO aspect here, the next thing that I recommend for you guys is related to your services here. Now, I noticed that all of your services are actually listed on this page here, but there's not a specific page for that service. Now, I'll give you guys an example. In SEO, basically every single page needs to be catered to a specific keyword, or every single keyword needs to have its own specific page. So let's say we wanted to go after overseeding in Colorado Springs, okay, and we wanted to make sure that when people are typing on Google and they're typing overseeding in Colorado Springs, that you guys come first. Well, what Google is going to typically prefer is a page that's catered to the keyword overseeding in Colorado Springs. So I'll give you guys an example here. If we were to do a Google search, right, and I was on Google and I searched the keyword overseeding Colorado Springs, okay, basically you'll notice that, for example, right here, the second place ranking here, or the first place ranking, is a page that's catered specifically to overseeding. So this page here serves everything just related to overseeding. Okay, so that's basically what you guys want to do here with your different services. Instead of having all of your services on this one page, I would have a specific page for lawn mowing, a specific page for lawn aeration, a specific page for sidewalk and driveway edging. What that will do is it'll just make it, it'll basically, Google just favors that type of, we call it site architecture with SEO. Basically, when the bots crawl your site, it's able to understand, okay, this page is about this service, this page is about this service. And instead of just pulling that all together, because what happens when you pull all that information together, the Google's bots will crawl your website and kind of not really know what the page is specifically about. It'll understand it's about these different things, but it's not going to bring you any business, because as it understands, this page is about your 2022 residential services, and so that's what it's going to prioritize for this page, and therefore you guys aren't going to come up when someone types in overseeding Colorado Springs. Okay, so that's what I would recommend. I'd recommend you guys make all these services their own pages, and then write some really good content that really explains the service, what it is, and how it can benefit your future clients. Okay, so that's what I recommend there, and that will definitely benefit you guys in terms of your rankings. Of course, there's other things that maybe Google looks for. It can be kind of a lot deeper than that, like optimizing your content with specific words so that Google understands it, doing things like having certain tags in your titles, in the right keyword in your titles. All these little technical things are things that that's what we do, and we're experts in. But You'd be surprised at how much credit you can get on Google just by doing simple things like breaking this down and having your own specific page for a service. So that's a tip I would recommend for you guys. Another tip that I recommend, and this is very important, is making sure your site is secure. As you can see here up in the top, it says not secure. Okay, and that's because your website is not secure, obviously. Basically, all that means is just that you don't have what's called an SSL tag. Basically, it's just basically it encrypts the information that comes in and out of your website. So if you're sending an email or someone sends in an email or requests a quote, things like that, that information could be compromised if you don't have SSL. So how this hurts your website is Google is just not going to favor a website that's not secure. So when it comes to comparing two sites and one does have SSL and yours doesn't, you're going to lose out on that, and Google's going to favor that other site because it just the information coming in and out of your site can be compromised. So Google's just not going to favor that site. So that's why I strongly recommend that you guys just generate your SSL tag. That should be done easily on the back end of your website. If you guys try to find you should be, depending on where this site is built on. I don't know if you guys have it built on WordPress or wherever, but you guys definitely want to. It should be pretty simple. You just go in there, click a button, and generate that SSL tag. And you guys will have that site secure. When you guys do that, it should look something like this. This is our site, Iron Oak Marketing. You'll see there's a little lock here. That's because it is verified, or sorry, it is secure. So that's what you guys want to do. Okay, let's go back here. The last thing I kind of wanted to talk about, or I just got a couple things, but trying not to make this too long. Is if we go over to my tool here in Ahrefs, and what I can do here is I got your guys' site plugged in here, and basically it just pulls up certain metrics of your guys' website. So currently you guys have an organic traffic of around 0 per month. So this is on average how many people are actually coming to your website based off of the keywords that you're ranking for. So if we look at this, I'll just pull this up briefly. This is all the keywords that your site is currently ranking for. Okay, so if we look at, for example, lawn mowing service Colorado Springs, so the site is getting found for this keyword, which is really good news that the site is picking up on this keyword. Unfortunately, you'll see that you're in the 77th position, which is around the 8th or 9th page in the Google search results. It's about 10 websites per page in Google. And like I was kind of mentioning earlier, if you're not on the first page of Google, you're just going to lose out on that business, because if you think about every time you search on Google, how many times are you going to the second or third or fourth page? Probably never, right? So that's why all the money and all the business is on that first page, and that's where we want to be. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, if we have a specific page for lawn mowing, that then we definitely would have better rankings. You guys would see yourselves kind of climbing up there. So that's why you want to do that. So this is just to give you an idea. This is the kind of stuff that your website is ranking for, and doing those kind of other things I had mentioned could help you guys increase those rankings. And therefore, once you guys get on that first page, there's around 200 people per month. This is really on the low end in our tool here, just for this one keyword. That around 200 people a month that are searching this keyword every month, and that's 200 people that you guys can potentially get business from if you guys are on that first page, right? Okay, so let's move on. Going back to the overview here, another important thing that you guys need to learn about if you're going to be increasing your rankings and getting more traffic is your referring domains. Okay, this is how many websites are pointing back to your website. So just to give you kind of a brief understanding of how search engine optimization works, it's a lot like a big popularity contest. So if I have a website, okay, this is kind of how it works. If I have a website and I have 100 different websites that are pointing at my website and saying, you know, this is a good source of information, or these guys know what they're doing, for example, and have 100 websites, that's a lot better than, let's say, you have just one website that's saying, hey, this is a good website, or this is a good business, right? So that's kind of what this referring domains number means. It simply means how many other websites are pointing back to your website, okay? And what that does is it essentially passes what we call link juice or power to your website, and it basically increases the authority of your website. I know that's a lot to kind of get a grasp if you guys are new to SEO, but that's basically how it works. To keep things simple, it's basically just a big popularity contest and just other websites pointing back to your website. So that's what we want to do with our campaigns. We want to acquire other websites that are pointing back to your website, and this will increase your site's authority and therefore will increase your guys' rankings as well. And this is something we do every month, is we're constantly going and outreaching and finding these websites and acquiring them to link them back to your website. Okay, so you'll see the one referring domain you guys have is from Balance, Colorado. Sometimes you'll get links from people just randomly because they link to you. Sometimes you might be featured on a website or something like that, and you'll get that link there. So as you can see, you guys have that one referring domain. So that would be the other thing that I recommend for you guys, if you guys can, is try to get listed on other websites. Even if you get listed on, there's tons of websites out there. If you just get my business listed, you just search that up on Google and just try to find different places that you guys can list your website, like the Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce, things like that. Just doing that, you'll be surprised how much it will benefit you in your keyword ranking. So that is definitely what I recommend. Is another thing doing is just acquiring or getting your website listed on other websites and having a link there that links back to your website. That will really be beneficial to you guys. Even if we just did, for example, if we compared, let's look at the site we were just looking at here for the overseeding. This would be kind of a competitor for you guys. But if I just duplicate this real quick, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of juxtapose the two businesses to each other, so you guys can kind of see, not Weed Man, sorry, Colorado Springs Weed Man. There we go. So this is their site. I give you an idea of kind of what your competitors are. Okay, so this is the guy we were looking at for overseeding. You'll see he's ranking for around 139 keywords. He only has 24 referring domains. That means really, realistically, what you guys are wanting to do is just get over 24 different websites pointing back to you guys. And you guys could see that his traffic is around 104, and we can go in and see what his traffic is actually coming for, not to waste too much time, but majority of his traffic here is coming for keywords like weeding service, weed control, Colorado Springs weed control. That's where a majority of his traffic is coming from. And to me, just from my experience just looking at this is basically a competitor. Very, very, very easy to beat this guy. This would be a walk in the park to beat a guy like this. Okay, so just 24 referring domains, which is nothing, okay? And yeah, it'd be very easy to beat this guy. So that's just to give you an idea of kind of what we would need to do there. You see the difference. This is kind of his metrics. You'll see he's got around 24 referring domains. You guys have around 1. So there's not much power coming to your guys' website, much more power coming to his site, but very easy to beat. Okay, and this is we can do a lot more traffic than this guy. There's definitely some competitors out there that have way more than you guys. So yeah, so that's kind of what we do to give you an idea of what else we do, the process. What we do is we do a bunch of different things when we bring you on. If this is something you guys are interested in, you just want someone else to do this work. What we would do is we would bring you on, kind of go through our entire audit. There's a ton of different things for SEO that we do to ensure that you guys are going to beat your competitors. So that's what we do for you guys. You can see this kind of our list of different things that we do, but there's so much more to it, and I'd love to talk to you guys more about it. I think that you guys could definitely blow this up. The competition is incredibly easy, and I noticed that you guys posted and kind of were looking to kind of get more clients in the business group. So I went ahead and shot this video for you guys. If you guys have any questions, or you guys just want to talk more about it, or maybe you guys just have questions about SEO, how it works and what it is, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to answer those questions. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you guys at least got some tips out of it. And yeah, my information will be in the message as well. And yeah, if you guys like what you hear, I'd love to talk more. All right. Thanks so much, guys. This is Martin with Iron Oak Marketing, and talk soon. Bye-bye.